Ward all year. Still out of Prescott, Coe Love, Crowther, Tony Smith, Logan, Jason Smith, Craven, Jowett. He's not been seen all year. Likewise, Dwayne West, and Shane McMenemy was signed late on from Halifax and dislocated an elbow in his first match. This is the team, though, that they hope will bring home the bacon tonight. Barnett's the captain, Rayner, Graham Horn, Wilkinson, Best, Paul Cook and Richard Horn. The forwards, Carvel, Treaster, Greenhill, Marr, Ryan, Chester. And the subs, King, Fletcher, Yeaman and Dowes. And the director of rugby and head coach, Sean McRae. Now the Saints, they have Albert at full-back, Stewart, Wellens, Hooper, Gardner, Longs the skipper and Hyam. And the forwards, Britt, Cunningham and Ward, Bennett, Stankovic and Yonkers. And on the bench for them, Edmondson, Kirkpatrick, Wilkin and Mason. Coaches Ian Millwood, who is without Gleeson, Newlove, Smith, Sculthorpe and Joint. Great night. Very, very warm, tropical heat at Knowsley Road. And the shirt-sleeve crowd intermixed by guests at a wedding by the looks of things. Well, it's a big night for those young men, and it's a big night for the young men about to get this game underway. St Helens suffered their heaviest defeat of the season, 6 points to 30 at Hull 11 weeks ago. Tonight's match referee is Ian Smith. Revenge, Steve-O, will be on St Helens' mind.
Without a doubt, but Hull realise that they must win today to have any hopes of getting into the top three. If they keep slipping up, they could find themselves out of the playoffs. That's how important it is for Hull tonight.
This is Gareth Carvel for Hull, and Stankovic and Hooper in there very quickly. It was a good chase from the kickoff by the men from St Helens. This now is Craig Greenhill. Oh, and Darren Britt has gone down. A clash of heads, I think. And Darren Britt is in trouble for St Helens. This is Richard Horn.
Real clash there. You can see he's virtually knocked out cold.
Chris Chester gets the ball wide. This is Richie Barnett. Turns it back. It's put to ground. It's a knock on. Oh, and look at the cut head on the Darren Britt.
Well, I think he hit his own man. Was it Ward?
Don't go down yet, guys.
There's a knock on, but it looked as though that went behind. Alex Wilkinson looked a little surprised. Talking of surprise, it was a real clash with his fellow player, Barry Ward, I feel. No, right into the face. Greenhill got him fair and square. Boom.
Oh. Well, it was a real old-fashioned headbutt, that, and it has split the eyebrow of Darren Britt. Meanwhile, this is Darren Albert looking to split the whole defence. And it's with Wellens now, playing in the centres this evening, the usual full-back for the champions. Yonkers is the man at dummy half, and here is Keith Mason on a little earlier than I think he would have hoped for the injured Darren Britt. This is Barry Ward now, good strong run, and Mickey Hyam.
Good tackle from Chris Chester. Well, that was silly play. Carvel obviously not here in the official call. Well, perhaps he wasn't held down. When you think about that, Eddie, they let him go. So therefore, this is the build-up to it.
Well, he got up, didn't he? And maybe that's where the referee called held.
Yeah, but seemed to be moving.
Gareth Carvel, the man who was penalised, Ian Millwood, and John Sharp alongside him, who will be off to Huddersfield as the head coach there next year, the man on the left of your screen. John Sharp taking over from Tony Smith. And Sean Long gets the 2 points that was on offer from the penalty. Saints 2, Hull 0, and of course John Sharp himself is a former Hull player, and Sean McRae, a former St Helens coach.
Big connections, but none better than the connection from his booth and the ball there. Vital 2 points for St Helens. Always nice to get the scoreboard clicking very early in the match. Nervous times, this is where the forwards really should start to take control.
The kick-off is by number 17, Chris Chester, and this is Keith Mason. I think Bill has got some news, early news, on Darren Britt's condition.
He's gone straight to that Saints dressing room with the medical team. It looks like a stitching job on the brow of the big Saints forward. And I think the other problem he's going to have is going to be seeing out of that eye when he comes back on. He's certainly going to have a shiner.
Come on, well done, Dean.
I bet he will. That was Yonkers at dummy half. This is Hyam, and he's given it to Cunningham. Cunningham gets the ball away over on that far side. And Darren Albert.
Just saying it, interesting to see that Richie Barnett was selected at full back, but it's Richard Horne that's taken that position. Barnett has come into the centres.
It's the last tackle here for St Helens, and it's with Long, the kicker-in-chief, and it comes wide and drifted forward to Wellens.
He's picked it.
Referee's blown the whistle.
Touch judge raised the flag, floated away. No real chance of the momentum rule being brought into play, because Sean Long virtually stops after he passes the ball. He tried to get off to a flying start, stops there, and then realises maybe if he moves forward, but it was far too late. The officials had seen that. That's a bad error.
It was on the last tackle, so referee Ian Smith says that's the turnover correctly. And Greenhill plays it to Trista, and here is Carvel again.
Very warm conditions out there, sweaty palms, and well, we go back to the who's going to have the most fuel in the tank.
Oh, Ryan! Great step up the middle from Sean Ryan, and he's grounded 9 metres away. Yes, there will be 3 water carriers allowed on the field tonight. And here now is Paul Cook. That's a great tackle by Wellens.
We felt it as well.
Trista will give it to Horne, on to Greenhill. Good tackle by Barry Ward. Asking for the knock-on. It's not given. This is Graham Horne, he's through one. Gets the ball away to Trista. Here is Richard Horne. This is the last tackle, and Hull wants it spreading wide to the right. It's with Barnett. Barnett taking them on himself. Offloads, and is he over Adam Marr?
He is, it's there.
Adam Marr has planted the ball down. The referee hasn't given it yet.
It looked as though it hit the whitewash. Good effort from Marr. Ducked underneath, and that's a try. Full control. That'll be 4 points. It'll be TRY. Right on the whitewash. That's all it takes. No problem whatsoever.
Well, Adam Marr has missed 3 matches this year. They've all been lost, but I think he's just scored the opening try here. He has. Adam Marr back in the side, was only pass fit yesterday by Sean McRae. And Hull off to the best possible start in terms of tries. It's Adam Marr with his 4th of the year.
Good work, good build up there by Hull. Kept this ball alive. All brought about by a good run from Graham Horne, and then the big fella just got through. Top of the point of the ball there, just gets on the whitewash. Barnett does well to offload. That is a good effort. I'm just about to praise the fact that Saints' defence was solid. It fell apart then.
Paul Cook with the conversion, plants it safely over the top of the crossbar, and Hull are ahead by 6 points to 2 here at Knowsley Road in the oven. It is an absolutely baking hot night, and our gantry is in the roof of the main stand here at Knowsley Road, and it's a corrugated iron roof as well. It is roasting here. I don't know what it's like at pitch side, but it's hot enough. 20 or 30 feet up in the air. Clarkey, what's it like down there?
Do you know, I've never been to a rugby league game in this country with the heat in this oppressive mode, really. The players doing it so tough, and I feel sorry for the Hull guys having to wear the black jerseys. I suppose it absorbs the heat even more, and every little bit would make a difference in this sort of climate. But the players can't really think about that. They've just got to think about getting on with the game. And in this sort of climate and the pitches in these sort of conditions, footwork is ever more important. You can just sort of jink to the side of a guy, very often you can get through, and then you press the accelerator and you wait for it. So watch for the guys with the best evasive footwork having big games tonight.
This is Greenhill. You know, a lot of people, Steve-O, say to me, how on earth do the players cope with this? But the players actually do enjoy it, don't they? They like playing in this heat. They love training in this heat.
Especially the Australians. It's not a problem.
Saints here penalised for not standing square at the play of the ball.
Talking of problems, that's a great kick into the corner, but the hooker, Dean Trista, he picked up a knock. You talk about it being warm, Eddie. All I'm missing is the apple in my mouth.
Colin Best to restart. Here is Paul Cook, and this now is Graham Horne. Growing all the time in stature. I think if he's honest, Sean McRae would like to give some of these youngsters a rest.
Well, he was over the top of him, and that was just inexperience there. He said, what am I going to do? You really should have just made sure that he got to his feet first.
You've still got to try and get short side. He made that, but I had no
The big
choice.
fella, Barry Ward, saying, well, I really didn't have anything to bother about, but it really should have been the penalty the other way, shouldn't it? I mean, Ward just did not allow the youngster to get up.
I suppose Graham Horne could have waited and played the ball properly, but he tried to get a quick play the ball on, which was understandable.
It was pretty difficult with a weight of Barry Ward on your back.
Here is Hyam and Stankovic, an offside Hull. Head-to-head over the years, and here at this ground, as you see, Hull with a pretty poor record, and also in the Super League it has been a bit dismal for them. In fact, they've lost in each of their last 14 league and cup visits to St Helens, have Hull. Cunningham, the dummy half. This is Yonkers now. Cunningham again. Finds Sean Long. Long to Bennett. And Carvel with a big hit. Hull piling in on the tackle, trying to slow St Helens down. This is Mickey Hyam in wonderful form at the moment for the Saints. 8th start in a row at scrum half, 6 tries in the last 7. Yonkers, Long, it goes to Barry Ward, and it nearly opened up for Ward. It does. That's a great ball round the corner.
Good play by Richie Barnett there, just got the timing right, pull him down.
And Hooper is all wrapped up, and that's great defence from Hull.
It's on the last hit of the turnover. Good work yet again from Dean Treese, who a few moments ago picked up a knock. He's in trouble. I think he's had a real knock on the nose. It was his momentum that just made sure that he went over the whitewash. A little bit of a grin.
Adam Marr is being cleaned up. Well, rough and tough again. It was a bruising encounter last night. Oh, Richie Barnett has dropped the ball. And Stankovic has... Oh, it's been stolen, but stolen illegally.
Come up with the error. That gives them a penalty. It'll be 2 points. They won't turn this down, that's for sure. Good hit, though. No way in the world that Barnett was going to get the ball clear.
Well, Ian Millwood will be happy enough for Sean Long to take the 2 points on offer here. Sean Long captaining the side this evening. He needs 1 try for 100 for St Helens. We only have a present in the St Helens lineup this year, and playing these days at standoff, of course. Tommy Martin now at Lee.
It's got quite a good combination, though, hasn't it? Mickey Hyam and this fella.
Yes, 7 straight wins behind them. Saints, this to cut the deficit to 2 points. And Long doesn't miss those. St Helens 4, Hull 6.
Paying the price of the Hull side. 2 mistakes, 2 errors, and Saints slot over the 2 penalties. Pretty calm, cool and collected in Millwood. So is this fellow as well, Sean Long. I'm sure that David Waite will be eagerly awaiting the fact that Sean Long will go through a season without picking up a bad injury.
St Helens have had 4 penalties to Hull's 1, and 2 of the penalties have been kicked. That's why they have the 4 points opposite their name. Hull with 6, courtesy of the Marr try, which was converted. This is Keith Mason.
Good tactics as well, Hull. Keeping the ball, you can see the shadows there. It's difficult for anybody in that corner to take the football.
Anthony Stewart here now for Saints. Tim Yonkers in at dummy half, and he finds Mason, who in turn gets it away to Barry Ward.
Looks in the mood, doesn't he, Barry Ward? Means business, looking for work.
Mickey Hyam. Hull know the danger that he poses. This is Yonkers. This is Cunningham.
Oh, what a hit.
Nowhere there for Hooper to go. Hyam to Long on the last tackle. He's gone for a big kick downfield, a 40-20. Oh, it stands. And it bounces a little wickedly for Gareth Rayner.
Good kick.
That's
and
a
good
great chase.
Wonderful stuff. Mike Bennett leading the way. Despite the warm conditions, they're really getting into each other. Both these teams, it's vital to pick up 2 points today.
Richard Horne. Amazing to think that Richard Horne is only 21 years of age. This is Dean Treaster and Hooper. Treaster saying Hooper wasn't standing square.
I think he was right.
And Cook with the kick downfield into the arms of Anthony Stewart. The Saints have topped 50 points in home wins against Castleford, Warrington, London and Halifax this season. Their last 7 wins have produced 259 points. They've only conceded 103 prior to tonight. And this now is Aidy Gardner.
If you give them room to move, they'll just cut you apart. No doubt about that. Well, they're pretty solid as a defence from Hull at the moment.
This is Yonkers.
Good work from the first and second markers. They're eager.
And I think number 11, Adam Marr, is so important to Hull. He really is. Gets through a ton of work. That is Cunningham. Gets the pass away to Stankovic. He stabs the ball forward. Hyam goes for that. Oh! The youngster was caught napping Graham Horne. Graham Horne was ambling towards that kick, and Mickey Hyam just pressed his foot on the gas. And if he's onside, he's come up with a try.
Great work there by Cunningham. Stankovic got... Oh, he's lost it. That's no try. Well, that's close, but there's no try going to be given for this one.
And Barnett got a foot to it as well.
No control of downward pressure on that.
Well, Ray Tennant is tonight's video referee. It's his decision.
Well, it's definitely no try. Yeah, to claim it, Barnett just did enough to put him off. Bobbled underneath him. NLTRY, that's for sure.
They've escaped St Helens. The defence there was really lethargic by Hull. Young Graham Horne was lolloping along, and so too was Richie Barnett. But they got away with it.
Well, it was great work from the hooker, Kieran Cunningham, and then Stankovic. With the presence of mind to get boot to ball.
Sean Ryan, purposeful run, but halted by Mason and Ward. This is Paul Cook. Wellens gets to him. Colin Best. Very quick out of the line, both sides in defence. Treaster, and here's Carvel again. That's the last tackle for Hull.
The referee, Ian Smith, is desperately trying to get him back to 10, but...
Good kick this. Cook, but Albert claims it, defuses the bomb. Darren Albert is 60th St Helens appearance. Their leading try scorer in the Super League with 14. Operating at full back tonight. Can be very dangerous, chiming into the line. Yonkers restarts. Here is
that was high there. Well, Dean Treaster is looking to get away with that. Hooper didn't like it, he's gone looking for him.
Barry Ward to the 40-metre mark.
That'll bring a bit of spice into this game.
Yonkers to Mickey Hyam. Cunningham, and he missed one. But it found its way out to the wing to Gardner. There's Jason Hooper at dummy half. This is Cunningham. Good ball back on the inside to
Cunningham's out of shot. Treaster's walking the tightrope.
Yonkers to Long. Oh, and he's dropped it as Long.
Play the no advantage. Sean Long not too happy. You say, well, the whole player lasted it. So therefore they had the opportunity. Good work, wasn't it, by Paul Cook? And when you saw Sean Ryan actually touch the football,
was it obvious?
It could have been a play-on situation.
So Chester out the back to the scrum to Richard Horne. Good defence from Hooper. Here is Barnett again.
Quick thinking there by Barnett. He was hoping to get the penalty because he was running towards Hooper. He was getting back the 10 metres.
Greenhill to Paul Cook. Showed it to Carvel, held on, took the tackle. which is now completed. That's the third. Trista waits. Greenhill almost through.
Quite happy Hull just to utilise the big forwards, trundle through when they get close.
Well taken there by Chris Chester.
Such a vital cog, the loose forward Chris Chester in the attack for this Hull side.
Here's Cook. Well, crossfield kick, and it's play on. Taken by Eddie Gardner, but he was stood this side of the try line.
Great
Nicky
position.
Hyam.
Great position there by the wing. Eddie Gardner had to be as well. And that's good defence.
Hull really getting into the face of the Saints tonight so far in this heat. The big question, can they keep it going? Can both sides keep it up? Here is Stankovic. I beg your pardon, it's Mark Edmondson. Edmondson just on. This is Long. Oh, that's out on the full from Long. That's an error.
Simple basic mistake here. Applies the pressure. Clarkey, are you surprised at the pace of this game? I mean, it must be boiling out there.
I think in these sort of circumstances, Steve, both teams want to get on top first. I think it's one of those where it's almost like a race around an athletics track. If you think if you can get to the front, maybe you can hang on, and the guys have to work the harder to catch you up. And that's the reason why Hull have worked so hard in defence to get up quickly on the St Helens side. One of the reasons why Laurie just miskicked.
That's Colin Best playing the ball, and this is Graham Horne, and that is Chris Chester. A great tackle by Wellens. Stood his ground then.
Had to be. It was a well-weighted pass.
Cook again. Pops the ball back. Colin Best.
Lost a bit of ground there. I mentioned that Hull getting into the face. The Saints are doing exactly the same.
Greenhill. Oh, good ball to Richard Horne. Great tackle by Kieran Cunningham. And here is Dean Trista. Ball back on the inside to Ryan. Stankovic and Cunningham again working hard in defence. Last one here. Cook drifts the kick in. Could be a try.
No, Barnett's lost control of it. Talk about too many cooks spoiling the broth. They were caught out there, Saints. No one was coming back. But onside, no doubt about that, but I just get the impression that Richie Barnett has not got the pressure down controlled. No try, but they'll take it frame by frame. Watch the fingers. Oh, I've seen them given. This is going to be interesting. But why didn't one of them call, say it's mine?
They got in each other's way.
Yeah. Well, this is a vital call. I'd go for no try.
Well, Ray Tennant has seen it. He's the video referee. No try. It's a 20-metre restart. He's in agreement with you. But Barnett so close. Some warning signs here for St Helens.
Well, they were very slow to drop back there and to defuse the little kick through. Good build-up.
Anthony Stewart. Cunningham. Oh, well pinched. Terrific pinch. Oh, and he's lost it in the end. Oh, no. The referee says it was stolen from Graham Horne. But that is terrific from young Graham Horne.
Quick thinking there. No doubt about it. Going along all over the place, interfering with the football. Crowd don't like it. Well, Ian Millward has to get the, there's the steal. He hasn't been around a long time, but he's soon picked that up, hasn't he?
Hasn't he just?
Great work. Saying Ian Millward has to get the message out shortly to say, look, calm things down. They're getting a little bit frustrated, Saints. They've had to endure an onslaught over the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Trista. Infield to Cook. Here is Greenhill. And then he finds Richard Horne.
Two mark!
The finish off by Edmondson.
Yeah, well done.
Graham Horne. Now then, Ewan Dowes.
That was high.
Make it!
Graham Horne again. Dean Trista.
What a hit. This made his
Play
mark,
on.
hasn't it, Edmondson? And Trista felt that.
Great tackle there from Mark Edmondson. He's just signed a new 2-year deal this week. And that's the reason why.
Oh, it's getting rough and tough out there. The crowd think they shout for offside. They go to university to learn this at St Helens.
I think it's a technical college in this town, Steve, but I know what you mean. That looked a bit forward to Wellens from up here.
Well, it's a technical offence, isn't it? Offside.
Correct. Long finds Edmondson again.
Well, he's put some pep back into this Saints side. Firstly in defence, now he's looking for work.
This is Mickey Hyan. Great tackle again, low down by Treaster. Boy, he's getting through some work. Cunningham, Long, up goes the kick. It's a good one too. Barnett, not Barnett, I beg your pardon. It is Alex Wilkinson. There's Barnett at dummy half.
Important that Saints just keep applying the pressure on the tourniquet so that they come up with the error.
Gareth Rayner.
He lost
it.
Yep, just a little one.
And it's Edmondson again who's forced the error.
The key factor. Ian Millwood throws him off the substitutes bench and he comes up with the trumps. And he had a little bit of a shove there. That really should have been a penalty. And you can see him saying to his, come on, lifting the Saints players.
Gareth Rayner's mistake, back after a spell with Leicester Rugby Union. Hyan to Long to Stewart, and it was a good job that the shirt was hung on to then by Richard Horne. This is Darren Albert. And here is Keith Mason. Big hit again by Marr.
That's what he's famous for. And Marr gets into the shoulders.
And Long has lost it.
That was a poor
pass from Hyan was dipping in front of him.
Just lack of concentration. That's what it is. Just a simple error. Can't blame this fella.
Average per match from Long 2. Already tonight, after 22 minutes, he's made 3 errors. That was a poor pass, that third one. But sadly, it goes against Long's name.
Still in.
Well, if I were doing the stats, I wouldn't.
Well, there's a lot of things you wouldn't do.
I know he was holding you.
This is Ryan. Good hit by Cunningham, but he's still got the ball away to Wilkinson. Stankovic collars him. Talking of stats, it'd be interesting to find out just how much body weight the players in Super League will lose and have lost this weekend already. It was a warm night at Headingley last night, a blood and thunder match, and this is following on. It must be upper 80s, mustn't it? It must be out there.
It's unbelievable that they can go at this pace.
Ryan to Cook. Kick off the outside of the boot from Paul Cook, and John Kirkpatrick has picked up. It's going to be so vital tonight how the coaches use their interchanges. Of course, Saints, there's a penalty to St Helens, fiddling around at the play of the ball by Colin Best.
It's a silly penalty to give away. The tackle's been complete. Just get away from it.
Well, Leeds and Bradford proved last night how the game should be played around the ruck, didn't they, Phil?
They certainly did. And just going back to your point about interchange, I think the other thing you'll see if you watch very carefully with the St Helens side, not only do players come on and off the pitch, but they'll also play different roles whilst on it. Sometimes they'll defend out wide and maybe later on move into the middle to share out that defensive workload as well. Some will go to dummy half and they'll rotate several players around so that try and conserve the energy as much as possible and get the maximum impact out of the players whilst they're on the field.
Well, Saints have made 3, Hull have made 1, as you've just seen.
Big problem with the Saints at the moment, they're just losing their shape. Bit of a game plan. Quite a few of these passes not going to the man.
That one did, and it's Stankovic. Cunningham waits at dummy half. Mickey Hyan. Hull flying out of the line, and they force the error again.
No advantage. Good work by that hooker, Dean Treaster. And Millwood knows that they're not getting together, not gelling.
Great effort from Dean Treaster. When you think that Brisbane's Richard Swain will be over here in 2004, it is a fantastic effort from this 27-year-old. That is Mickey Hyan, who came up with the error.
Jason, you keep ready, mate, when the ball's there. Hold your 5, guys.
But wonderful pressure from Treaster, who's in the middle of that scrum. And this now is Richard Hall.
It'd be sad if Hull actually release Dean Trist has done a marvellous job since he joined the club.
He has. He's lifted them.
And not only that, maybe he could drop into the dummy half situation. Mickey Hyam's done it, and he's done it well. So you can have a sort of a backup in the three-quarter line.
There he is again, Trista. Gets the ball away to Paul King.
No frills from Hull. And these are good tactics in many ways.
Oh, big hit by Edmondson. Wow. I think that was Adam Marr. It was.
He's on a mission.
Well, a new 2-year deal secured, and he's trying to repay the club's faith. That's a good kick from Cook.
Great take, good tackle as well.
Barnett wrestling Anthony Stewart to the ground. This is Hooper.
And the crowd lifts yet again to try to convince the man with the whistle, Ian Smith.
Well, they're trying to persuade Mr. Smith that the Hull players are offside at the play of the ball.
Three. Colin, you're going early now.
Another good drive forward by Mike Bennett. More good defence on show from Hull. Tight as a drum at Knowsley Road. Mason lost it.
Yeah. Quite funny that, Eddie, in a situation whereby some of the forwards getting a bit nasty.
Well, Mason was having a go at Graham Holm on the deck, and I think Paul Cook, he took the law into his own hands and dragged Mason off the youngster. Mason frustrated at the mistake.
He should be head and feet for he's got Keith again. Yeah, swung the arm. That was silly play.
He's got it, the referee. He's picked it up. But he's frustrated. Keith Mason, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Is it my imagination, but are the touch judges and referees over the past couple of weeks on the improve?
Yes, they're working well together as teams. Their new technology is working, and this is Cook for Hull.
Well, if they start getting it right week in, week out, it'll be good for the game.
That's a great ball from Trista, and that was Kirk Yeeman. Oh, and Trista is flat out. This is Colin Best, meanwhile. He offloads to Cook again, and Richard Horn nearly went through the gap. Trista's on his haunches. This is Paul King then at dummy half. It's Cook, and oh, Mickey Hyam went for the interception. It's a knock-on.
It's always a gamble. Came out of the line.
Sean McRae, 7 years ago this month, he was guiding St Helens to a 66-14 title-clinching win here against Warrington.
Huge gamble there by Mickey Hyam. He would have had it. He was scampered away. There was no one at home. And will they bring Richie Barnett in to the line here?
Looping pass over the top of Cook, on the bounce to Barnett. Good harassing there by Paul Wellens. And now Colin Best.
Pretty slow, the Saints markers.
Trista's recovered. Here is Paul King. King, a little dummy. Clattered to the ground, Edmondson again. With help from Hooper. Trista, Chester, that's terrific tackle out there. Darren Albert. Trista again. Newendowes puts the ball down.
No frills yet again. Looked a bit forward as well. You could see he was taking his eyes off the ball. Yep, looking at the man, Mr. Dowes. That quite a lot of these highly paid professionals do. I'm sure if you've got a 17, 18 stone forward coming at you, it's pretty hard to ignore, isn't it?
Well, we asked a question about how much weight the players lose, and our specialist in that department is Bill Arthur.
Jack of all trades, Eddie.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Well, just quick consultation with the two medical teams of Saints and Hull, just to give an indication. They reckon Craig Greenhill, for example, who's just come off, will probably lose at the very least 10 pounds in the course of this game, and Barry Ward, likewise, who's taking a well-earned breather for Saints. And you can see the humidity is very much a factor, as is the body weight that the players each carrying. So that gives you an indication of what they're going through out there.
Well, I don't know where the touch judge got the forward pass out of that one. There's big fella Barry Ward will be quite happy to be out of the sun and in the shade.
Rayner offloads as he went down to Paul Cook, and Cook gets it away to Yeeman, and Wellens is all over him. Treaster waits. Seems to have been all Hull lately, or King has dropped it. Oh, I thought he dropped that backwards.
Well, it certainly appeared that way. He just couldn't hold on to the football. Yeah, it was going forward, even though it just ricocheted back in the end. Treaster thought he was away. Some big hits in this game. We saw plenty last night.
Steve, the one thing that I thought really from last night's game in the first half so far is probably the improvements as we've entered this last phase now of the Super League matches of the defence of both teams. If anything, really, the defence was more impressive than the attacking displays we saw last night, and that's a good thing, really. Because too often in this country we place too much emphasis on attack, and we don't give enough importance to the defending side of the game. And Stewart just half gets through a break and then offloads to Albert. Crucial 5, 6, 7 minutes here now, just before we get to half-time, where both sides just want to try and get that try before the half-time break.
And also, Clark, it's crucial that these referees get these players not messing around at the play the ball area.
Well, I think that when both sides see the significance of the game, the whole speed and intensity lifts, there is less interference at the play the ball, and the game flows a lot quicker. That's what we all want to see. Just say that.
A caught offside, to ironic cheers from the faithful here at Knowsley Road.
And there are the fans who, as I say, got a PhD in offside.
And they've taken the tap penalty because they haven't seen much of the ball lately, St Helens. They're looking for a four-pointer here. That was Hooper. This is Cunningham. Here is Mickey Hyan. Back on the inside to Edmondson. Oh, it's a great run from Edmondson. A good job that King got to him second effort.
Without a doubt, he went for the arm that was carrying the football.
Oh, it's easy for Stankovic. Try is given. They went for the 4 points, and they've got them.
All came about with the error there from King. Lost the football way downfield. Then they gave away the penalty, put them in the position. It was very simple. A very tired defence had got back, kept it alive. Iron back on the inside. Good play by Edmondson. He really has lifted this Saints side when he came off from the bench. But look at this. Far too many players looking after the first man. It goes across to the second man, and it's oh so easy. They all thought it was going to be the first receiver, but it was the man out wide, number 2. Not number 2, his number, but it was in the second position. Simple 4 points.
Yes, Stankovic in a good vein of form, and Sean McRae will be disappointed with that. Hull have had a lot of the football, a lot of the possession, but they haven't done anything with it. And this is long. And he makes no mistake. It's 10-6 now to St Helens.
Poor defence, far too many close to the play the ball area. There's always going to be a problem either side out wide. 2, 4, 6, 7 in the space of 10 metres. Lack of communication, a very soft try indeed. Sean McRae will be disappointed with that. He won't.
Well, the Hull coach, Sean McRae, he remains the only man to win a Cup and Super League double, but it was in the first past the post days in 1996. No one has achieved it yet in the grand final era since 98. And McRae's record: played 246, won 151, lost 86 and drawn 9. It's impressive. The only man to coach every weekly round of the Super League since the competition began. And he has got eyes on the grand final himself this year, as I'm sure Ian Millwood has, and all the rest. And there is the information line about the grand final: 011 3232 911. It's Super League, Rugby League's biggest night of the year, October the 18th, and that's also the number, by the way, that you can contact the Rugby League for any details you might require about the Ashes Test series. Stewart, good offload. Stankovic.
Quite a few of the Hull defenders now just falling off the tackles, not as prominent as they were in the opening 20.
Hyan in front of Long, and he just jinked away from Colin Best. Here come the Saints down the left with Wellens. Wellens Back it goes, looking for Long. It got in on the bounce. It's the last tackle, so that's why the kick went in. And it's Wilkinson who will drive the ball forward.
I've just been watching the players on both sides. They really are struggling.
Saints offside now.
Offside!
The young fella thought he could get away with it, but he can't.
Take him quick, you know that, Graham.
This is, you know, you can't
Sorry,
take a
Richard,
quick one.
you look like you, don't you?
And in these conditions,
Ian Smith even gets mistaken between Graham and Richard Horne.
yeah.
Jason,
They
come
are
on,
like
you know
two
where
peas
I
in a
am.
pod, even though they are not
Paul,
twins.
don't go early.
Richard
Paul,
Horne,
go.
21. Graham is 18. This is Ewan Dowes. Good tackle there, low down by Mike Bennett.
Yeah.
King to Cook. Yeaman, oh, it had a big red cross on it, that.
Claims for obstruction. Waved away by Ian Smith.
King again. There's Richard Horne. Good defence
very
by
flat.
Stankovic.
Just saying, very flat attack at the moment. A few hospital passes. Treester's going on his own, no.
Yeaman
Sean Long, you're 4 metres in front.
and Sean Long penalised for offside.
The advantage, surely they'll tap it. Hull are desperate to score a try before half-time. They're calling out a move. And Paul Cook says,
He's going for goal, Paul Cook.
I can't believe that. It's way far out wide. Obviously, we'll be strong enough to make sure that they get the ball back, even if it misses.
Maybe they're exhausted because 36 minutes on the watch in this heat. Maybe he wants to give his players a breather. He wants water on board, that's for sure.
We all do, and it's a wise move by Ray Tennant, has allowed the extra water carriers, rightly so. Make sure that none of these players get anywhere near dehydration.
It's possible on a night like this. You and I are suffering and we're doing very little.
Speak for yourself.
Well, Cook with the opportunity here to reduce the deficit to 2 points. Well, he backed himself, Cook, and he's kicked it. But I'm with you, they were camped on the St Helens line then. I wonder whether Sean McRae would have agreed with that call, but all the coaches say you have to leave it in some instances to the players out there.
It's a little shake of the head from Mr McRae, but he'll be happy with a 2. Very basic rugby league football from Hull, especially. St Helens trying to get the ball out wide a lot more than their opponents.
Short kick off. Intelligent, that's going to bounce back. Oh, and his play on it came off the foot of Kieran Cunningham. He saw Long that there was a hole in that area, and that's why Saints are looking for a try right on the stroke of half-time. Here is Long. This now is Anthony Stewart. He manages to get the ball away to Wellens. They'll get the points.
Just check if there is obstruction.
He's looking at obstruction.
Ray, just check if Colin Best was
Nothing wrong with
taken
this,
out.
I'm sure.
He wants to check whether Colin Best was taken out, whether it was obstructed.
Now the big thing is, was it... oh, I think you might have been. This could be a big call. Does Wellens take out Best? Now, does he take a step? That's the most important fact. Yes, he does. Takes a step right into the line of attack of Colin Best. This will be disallowed, I feel. Will we have 3 no tries? Well, he seems happy with it.
Well, yes, they're checking the grounding now. So one would assume that Ray Tennant's happy enough with all of that.
Well, that looked to me as though there was a bit of obstruction there. And he's not going back to see the obstruction yet again. So this will be TRY. And that surprised me.
Try is given. Wellens gets the nod from Ray Tennant, tonight's video referee.
Well, Hull scored the 2 points from the kick when they really should have been applying the pressure. They fell asleep at the kickoff. Great work from Sean Long. realised there was no one at home in the midfield section. And watch how he kicks and makes sure that the ball is spiralling and spinning backwards. Now then, was this a knock-on? This one here. Gets closer to it now. That's all right. No, that's off his foot. Didn't get the hand there to it. That is play on. But that is a sin. And Sean McRae will be fuming. But that looked to me as though there was a bit of obstruction there from Wellens. He's the man that scored the try, though. Well, having control of this game with about 6 minutes left, they've allowed St Helens to stretch their lead.
Important kick for Sean Long. And he has kicked it all right. In great form with the boot. 16 points to 8. Saints lead now. And a try at a perfect psychological moment. It's been a battle for Ian Millwood's men, though. And he's quickly into the dressing room to wait for his charges. Long with the quick thinking, though, to go for the short kick-off. And this Knowsley Road crowd a lot happier now that we reach half-time with St Helens in the driving seat. Paul Wellens, 5 tries in a row now. And this, the crucial one, up to half-time.
What a year for golf's majors. A Canadian left-hander masters Augusta. A unique style wins the US Open. A 500-to-1 shot takes the British Open. 3 first-time major winners, and no Tiger. Now the final major of the season, and anything could happen. Follow all 4 days on Sky Sports. The US PGA Championship starts Thursday at 6, live and exclusive Sky Sports 2, in association with the Royal Bank of Scotland.
Every 12 seconds, RAC give drivers a helping hand. And now, even if you never call them out, RAC still give you a hand. With new RAC solutions, you could build a no-call-out discount of up to 50%. And they also offer a free and impartial 28-point car check to help you avoid breaking down in the first place. Call 08000 158 769 now. RAC, a helping hand that's always there.
Gerrard. Oh, yes! Underneath that pile of players is Steven Gerrard. Oh, heads it down, Owen again. And England have gone into a 3-1 lead. It's the Germans' turn to stand like statues.
Free DVD offer with this weekend's News of the World. Get the full 90 minutes of England's historic 5-1 thrashing of Germany. Plus, don't miss your free essential pocket fixture guide to all the season's action.
Owen,
So now you can celebrate over and over again.
pinch yourself, please.
Excuse me, Signori. We've lost our wallet.
Lost credit or debit cards on holiday can lead to all kinds of unpleasant excursions. But now, if you take American Express traveller's checks, with just one free call, your lost or stolen cards will be cancelled and replacements ordered, helping you spend your holiday on holiday. New credit card cancellation service from American Express traveller's checks.
Now there is no up or down. Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort, shaving down or up. A new anti-friction coating on all 3 blades, plus a strip with more lubrication. So even against the grain, you get less irritation and the closest shave. Mach 3 Turbo, new from Gillette.
Please, mate.
There are some great-looking sofas in the DFS sale. Want to see more? There are extra savings on many sale prices. Are you tempted? There's 3 years free credit and nothing to pay for the first year. All will be revealed at DFS. Extra savings in the DFS sale are now on.
75% of engine wear happens in the first 10 minutes. A new Castrol GTX Magnatec clings to the engine like a magnet, so it starts the second your engine does. Castrol GTX Magnatec. Protection from the moment you turn the key.
Here he is, Big Doug. Make sure they tie it right, son. Scouts. Crikey, that's high. Here we go. 3. Go on, Dougie. Hey! 3, 2. Oh, he's gone. He's gone already. Here we go. Oh, that's going to hurt. Crikey. That's going to hurt in the morning, son. Gee.
New Foster's Hit Tap. Don't lose your head.
So you think you've found your new sporty hatchback? Does it come with 1 year's free insurance? And is it What Car's Car of the Year? All from just £8,000. Try the Seat Ibiza and compare it to the car you were going to buy.
A double bill of live football coming up for you on Sunday. From 1 o'clock, it's the FA Community Shield as FA Cup winners Arsenal take on Premier League winners Manchester United, followed at 4:30 by action from the Conference League as Aldershot face Accrington Stanley. It's live on Sky Sports 1. A boiling hot evening in the Super League, and St Helens ahead by 16 points to 8 at half-time. The Wellens try right on the stroke of half-time could be the turning point. It must be very warm in those dressing rooms as well, below stairs here at Nosey Road. The Saints, though, 7 straight wins behind them, banished the woes of their mid-season wobble. They're starting to hit form as the playoff season looms. And Hull have seen plenty of the football in that first half. They put a lot of effort in, and they might just rue the moment that Paul Cook decided to go for the 2 points rather than take the tap penalty and try and get the try themselves, because Sean Long from the kickoff really did exploit the space that they left behind them. And St Helens, well, they got over for the try right on the stroke of half-time. You can probably tell from the state of Steve-O and I, it is absolutely roasting hot here at Nosey Road tonight. Just take a look at this. The boy is wringing wet. He really is.
It's a new style, don't worry about it.
And you're not even running around like those lads are out there, but you might lose 10 pounds in weight.
I'll lose more than that, I can assure you. But what a great first half from both sides. You've got to hand it to them, haven't they? They really got into each other. Who would have thought it in such hot conditions? Hull, as Eddie mentioned, most of the possession, and it didn't surprise me that they came up with the first try. Good run from Barnett, offloaded, and Marr in for it. This was at a time when Saints were all at sea. They really didn't have it to get it together. They were dropping the ball, and then Cunningham made the break, and Stankovic gets a kick to it, and Hyam, this is the first of the 3 no tries, kicked through there, and you'll just see that Hyam bobbles the ball. Ray Tennant, the video referee, quite correct on that one. And then it was the Hull's turn, the kick through for Barnett, and too many cooks were spoiling the broth here. Didn't have control, according to the video referee. That was no try. And then we had a wonderful run from Edmondson. And I must say that Ian Millwood, since he brought this guy off the bench, he really lifted his side. An important substitution. And from the quick play of the ball, 7 men, would you believe it? 7 Hull men were in there. Stankovic in for the try. Now this is what Eddie mentioned about Long, the kickoff. They got the ball flipped back. It didn't hit the fingertips of Cunningham. And then it was Wellens that went in for the try. Watch Wellens here. Now, to me, that looks as though is obstructed. And Best certainly gone through, but Wellens was the one that went and scored the try. There was a situation whereby that a little bit unlucky, but as Eddie mentioned, there's got to be a problem with there. Why on earth did they go for the 2 points when they were just 1 meter away from the line? They could have been applying the pressure to Saints, and it was Saints that came back. They lead at half-time.
They do lead at half-time. It's been a great effort from Hull, though, in that first half. In fact, a great effort from St Helens. I think a great effort from both sides, Phil Clark, just to stay out there and to give us the match that they are doing.
I'd agree with you, Eddie. There's a safari park not far from here, and apparently even the animals have been complaining about the heat today, but it doesn't seem to have affected the players on shore. I thought the first half standard was first class again, and we've been treated to some fantastic play. In particular, the defence of both sides. Early on, there was a great hit from Barry Ward. We picked out just a couple here, and then moments later, Richie Barnett in the Hull side has been very, very strong on the left side. He got up and the ball and all tackled, very, very strong. Good defence, that's been a key to both sides. But also one of the things that Hull will have to watch out for is Saints runs from dummy half. Here they put two back to back. They like to put the fast guys in there. First it's Albert, then Gardner backs that up with another run. They get 10, 20 metres, and the benefit of it is they get a quick play of the ball on which they put so much of a spring on. You've talked about what Edmondson can do in attack, just look what he's done in defence. One forced mistake with some aggression in defence, and again, he clamps the man and puts him on his back. It's been a very impressive performance. And the try that St Helens scored in the last minute just before half-time is the reason why I think, with almost 2 months to the grand final, St Helens will be the side that gets there to lift the trophy. Their innovative style, their willingness to take chances, they are gamblers, but every now and again it pays off for them.
Yes, they are. They are gamblers, Clarkie. You're absolutely right. Steve-O is convinced it's going to be Leeds and Bradford in that grand final. Phil, they're coming up with a vote for the Saints. Whoever gets to the grand final, and if you have never been to the grand final, just take a look at this, because it is a very, very special night. What an atmosphere! What a noise as the two teams emerge. A big hit. They don't come much better than that. There are scenes of joy on this field. This is the moment when the hair on the back of the neck will stand on end. So don't forget the grand final. It's on Saturday, October the 18th. It's live on Sky Sports 1. It's from Old Trafford, and we'll be there from 6 o'clock. I trust that you will be. I trust that your team will be. Only two, though, can make it. 2 out of the top 6. Now then, who is going to be winning the Watchers Man of the Match? The prize that goes to the Sky Sports Man of the Match there. Who's going to take that home? Well, it's up to Steve-O and Phil Clark, who does. It's up to the players whether they have the spirit, the fitness, the breath, the ability to win this match. And it's there for the winning in the second half.
Darling, can we try a little role play tonight?
Role play?
Let's pretend that
Okay. Good evening, madam. What can I get you?
a pint of Pollingtons, please.
Coming up.
What's that?
It's my bump.
That was lovely, darling.
It's a bit gorgeous.
Straight down on your knees. 3, 2, 1, down. Compose yourself. Compose yourself. Off you go. Good lad. Get away.
Mais ils sont...
Ah oui, ils sont revenus.
Mais pourquoi?
La vie est belle.
Unbelievable. The Citroën C3 now comes with no VAT until September 30th.
At Boots Opticians, complete glasses are now half price when you choose selected Boots frames and lenses. Eye care solutions from Boots Opticians.
Okay, back on the bus. Wasn't that a spectacular 1,000-foot drop into the sea below? Okay, everybody, I've made it a quick head count, and Mr. Thomas appears to be missing. Anybody know where is he? Nobody? Mr. Thomas? Hello?
Don't ever let slip how little you pay for your teletext holiday.
on the web and on TV.
When you look in the mirror, you can instantly tell what's grey from what's great. There's a hair colour that can do the same. Just for Men. Just for Men targets only your grey hair, replaces it with subtle tones, like your own natural colour. Easy as shampooing. In 5 minutes, you'll go from grey to great with Just for Men.
Own Star Trek Nemesis on special edition DVD. You'll watch it again and again because this one has it all.
Battle stations.
7 deleted scenes, 4 new documentaries, director's commentary, and more.
Fire at will.
Star Trek Nemesis. Rent it or buy it on DVD and video from Monday.
Mama, what'll happen to Aunt Bessie when she goes off to the big golden pasture in the sky?
Football's back. Get the 84-page guide to the season, free on Monday with The Guardian.
Darling?
I'm just changing the barrel.
It's the UK's Premier League summer party town.
They beat, they want a flash.
Sun up
The bum, the boobs, whatever.
and sun down. See why some people can't get enough of Newquay Nights. All new Newquay Nights. Tonight and tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Sky One.
Well, we've had a great weekend thus far in the Super League and the Rugby League, and it doesn't end here. We have Canterbury against Melbourne for you in the morning at 10:30 on Sky Sports 2, plus all the other tries scored in the NRL this weekend. And it will keep on coming at you right the way through the late summer now. Next Friday, we're back at Headingley. Leeds against Wigan, 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And next Saturday, we'll see Hull again, this time, though, they're at Odsal. It's next Saturday night at 6, also on Sky Sports 1. Big matches now all the way through to the end of the season. And St Helens taking on Hull here, and the champions ahead by 8 points at half-time. 11 penalties, the Saints have had 6 of them. And really, the statistics, absolutely fantastic alongside these players' names and the teams because of the heat and humidity here. It really is a drain on the players and the performers in this top 6 battle in the Super League. Can Hull rescue the match in the second half? Chris Chester gets us underway. High-hanging kick. Mickey Heim is underneath it. And here comes Barry Ward. Great chase again, Treaster.
Obviously, Sean McRae, the Hull coach, has given the round of the kitchen to say, come on, got to be a little bit more positive. I'm sure if they get the opportunity to get anywhere near the St Helens line, they won't go for the 2 points this time. They'll apply that pressure and try to get the vital try.
I'm sure Bill Arthur is chasing exactly what Sean McRae said to his men at half-time about that decision. This is Gardner, he's in touch. Oh, his foot was in touch then. Don't think the touch judge saw it.
But did it touch the ground? It was definitely over the whitewash. Controversial decision.
It will be if they score. Saints, this is Cunningham.
Yes, it was. Well, the touch judge is there. Obviously thought, oh, that's a neat little chip over it. Awkward bounce yet again.
In the end, though, it stood nicely for Richard Horne. But the touch judge was right on the spot then. He missed that, sadly. Hull will breathe a sigh of relief.
10 metres over here, come on, hold!
Big hit on Ewan Dowes. Barry Ward starting the second half as he began the first. Here comes Paul King now to drive it in.
It's a good effort from Saints so far, especially with the fact that Darren Britt, he went off early. Big gash across his forehead.
Richard Fletcher here for Hull. 5 metres inside the Saints half of the field. That's tackle, and that's Richard Horne with a kick to the corner, and that I think will run too deep, and it does. So let's go down to the sideline. Bill, what was said in those dressing rooms?
Well, Steve-O was just about spot on with his analysis. Ian Millward there, pretty pleased with the first half, although Saints' completion rate wasn't that good, but the second half, they know, is really going to be an endurance test for both these sides, and it's who lasts it out better. Patience, the watchword for Saints, field position, and cutting out one or two of the errors that caused them to have that poor, by their standards, completion rate. And Sean McRae, as Steve-O suggested, really did voice his disappointment with his side, shall we put it that way, at the end of the first half when they were caught cold, and they talked about that in the build-up to this game, how Saints can catch sides out in situations like that, and that is exactly what they did. And so they've really got to keep their wits about them. In these conditions, that's not easy. The other news from the Saints camp is that we saw Darren Britt pick up that head wound. It is a nasty one, and he is not going to be coming back for St Helens.
Bill, just before you go, did you manage to have a word with Sean about the kick that they took rather than run it for the 4 points, Hull?
I think at that stage they were grateful for the points, Eddie.
Fair enough. King charging onto the ball. Needed a good tackle from Yonkers, and it was. Here is Cook. Now it's with Graham Horn. Good defence from St Helens there.
Well,
Bennett and Ward.
Hull yet to do the little chip over the top. Trista runs from dummy half.
Oh, Wellens right in the face. Right in the face of Kirk Eamon. Richard Horn. Chester over the top of Barnett, finds Wilkinson. Oh, and it comes off the legs.
Well, the ball played the man. Not the man playing the ball, so Gardner. And the winger will not get head and feet. This will be possession for Saints. Just making the point that Hull really should be utilising the little chip over the top. It's a hard ground. You always run the risk of getting a nasty bounce, or a lucky one, depending on which side you're from.
This is Anthony Stewart. Plays the ball there to Adi Gardner. Good work at the marker position by Richard Horn. This is Barry Ward. Good strong run from the prop forward. Cunningham, Yonkers.
Nowhere, mate.
St Helens now utilising this very, very flat attack.
Cunningham attacking the line, finds Hooper. He is halted in his tracks by the tackle from Chris Chester, and he felt that, Jason Hooper, to the last tackle here. Hyam, another dipping ball to Long. Nice kick over the top. Beats Rayner, and it beats John Kirkpatrick as well. Sean Long scheming. Little chips through. The kick-off, of course, was absolutely perfect.
They're the tactics that really will pay dividends in the long run. Just keep turning it, apply the pressure. There's Hooper. Doesn't look too well, does he?
Yeah, he got well and truly clattered, but he's brave enough to carry on. And interestingly enough, Ian Millwood tells me he's down to his last 18 fit men at the moment.
Hold your 5, Mickey! Hold your 5!
I think that's the same again for Hull as well. So both coaches will be keeping their fingers crossed ahead of this very, very busy run-in up to the playoffs, that they get no more serious injuries. And Mickey Hine is penalised here for interference at the play the ball.
No doubt about it, about the penalty, but it's been a tough season for all clubs concerned.
Thank goodness they only have the playoffs to worry about at the moment. This is Ewan Dowes.
Hold me, Paul.
Paul King driving in hard. Trista, oh, he's got to be penalised there, Bennett.
Well, he never was square, never went back to 10. Trista looks at the touch judge and say, what on earth?
Oh, that's not a good pass from Graham Horn. Fletcher did well to hang on.
Here, come on, get square.
Well, no attempt. He was standing square.
Caught with a kick over the top. Is that spiralling back? No, it was skip dead.
That's a better option. Sean McRae wasn't happy. It was a little bit too strong. And you could see there that Paul Cook was trying to get the back spin on it. Exactly the same as what Sean Long did from that kick-off.
Well, we saw Hull, of course, last Saturday lose to Leeds at the KC Stadium. They're just a little bit out of form as the playoffs approach.
Well, not only that, Eddie, there's 4 clubs on 19 points, I do believe.
3 off
They're bearing down on them.
Come on, Colin.
They've got to get into winning ways soon.
Just one win in the last 5 matches, only one win at Halifax from the last 8 away from home for Hull. Hardly the form of potential grand finalists.
I get the impression now that this Hull defence is tiring very quickly.
And Long with the kick. Wilkinson is underneath this and takes it cleanly enough. Gets away from Gardner. Tries to crack the first line of the St Helens defence. Wilkin though and Hooper.
Hold.
Took it well. Barnett did well to shield him as well.
And here is Barnett now.
John Wilkin, hand out. 2.
And it needs something magical from the likes of Richie Barnett.
3. Marcus
Rainer. They've got the skill out there.
Square.
This is the catalyst for Hull, Richard Horne. This is the man that they, I think, are building their future around.
Play on.
Chester with the kick downfield. Now then, will this stay in the in-goal area? No.
Getting the right idea, just not getting a touch of luck than an E.
Wellens.
I'm just feeling that this Saints side now, building in confidence. I feel as though they've just got the measure of their opposition. Playing the ball a lot quicker.
Cunningham to Long, took it on the fly. Good defence from Hull though.
3, off him! Hold!
And that was Yonkers to Cunningham to Hooper.
4, off him! Movement!
Saints working through their substitutes and Sean McRae keeping a few back for late on. Wilkin.
Last tackle!
Last one. Stankovic at dummy half. Long, one-handed out of the air. Left-footed kick then. Tester for Rayner. And he hit the deck, did Wellens.
Get square!
Just lost his balance, did Wellens there, but it was a pretty good take.
Movement!
Just tripped up, didn't he, Wellens? Very easy in the end for Gareth Rayner. The tactical kicks from Sean Long.
This is Treaster again. Treaster's on the break. Long is after him. Albert's there and Hooper is there. Terrific run from Dean Treaster though. It was Anthony Stewart actually. Best to Chester and wide to Barnett. They scream for forward. Oh, an interception. Wilkin has got the speedster Albert. And Albert has got it. Oh, great hands, Wilkin. One end of the field to the other. Wonderful try. Wonderful St Helens try. Scored by John Wilkin. Wonderful interchange of passing down this touchline. And the crowd on their feet. Champagne stuff from the Saints.
Amazing, isn't it? Dean Treaster makes 30-metre break downfield. There was no one in support. And when they shipped the ball out wide, they've come up with the error. The combination between Wilkin and Albert, it doesn't come much better than this. Absolutely superb. This is the run from Treaster. There is no one within Cooey. He's looking for support. Saints were always going to come back. Hooper got to him first. And Saints got back very, very quickly. They marshalled their defence solid. That's excellent work. And then the flick back from Barnett. Albert's on the inside, Wilkin, but look at this. He knows he's going to get tracked down. What a wonderful positional piece of play by this fella, Wilkin. He wants the crowd's applause, and boy, oh boy, he deserves it.
Long 5 from 5 tonight. He improves John Wilkin's try, and that would have been a sweet moment for John Wilkin, the former Hull Kingston Rover.
There's the intercept back on the inside, took the big gamble, didn't he? But what's the positional play now? He knows that Horne's coming back into it, so he comes back in, makes sure he takes the ball at the angle. Huge grin on his face. A delightful try. We are the champions. And yes, you are the champion.
Well, he lives every minute of it, Ian Millwood. And the crowd here watching on the big screen, they love their coach to react like that. It is very much a team affair here, coach, side and supporters. And I think that Clarkey might have a point. This lot could be the one to upset the 1 and 2 sequence. First and second to Old Trafford for the grand final. Thus far, Saints could be the team to change all that.
Well, if they play with such skill, there's a mistake yet again. He's facing the culprit on this occasion, but they're the masters. This is the error. He was just helped along its way, but the St. Helens side are the masters of changing defence into attack so quickly.
It's like the tales of the unexpected when you come to Knowsley Road.
It certainly is. Even starting with the fact that even we don't know what positions the players are going to be in.
No, Ian names his team one day and it's all changed the next. It works though, and you can't knock him. Little break from Rayner. Here is Barnett. Good defence from St. Helens though, and 3 quick changes by Hull. Fresh legs maybe. Cook. Colin Best. Great ball round the corner, great defence again from Paul Wellens. Well, he's been left out of the Great Britain squad, but isn't he proving a point these days?
Solid as a rock. Great example of the sliding defence. They just don't give in. And that's how that last try was scored as well. A lot of players, perhaps, when Wilkin took the intercept and went through and passed the ball on the inside to Albert, he knew that Albert was going to be caught, so he put himself in a wonderful position. That is great Premier League football.
Here's Adi Gardner, little half break. And Wellens, 13 tackles in this match. He's operating in the centres tonight. And Ian Millwood's Barmy Army are starting to sing a bit. Clarkey, what about Paul Wellens? It's been the inspiration he needed almost, isn't it?
I bet if Ian Millward had a choice, he would have asked for him to be left out of the squad, because he knows he's that type of player who would respond so well. His defence tonight has been absolutely outstanding, and saw one of the examples there, but just generally his work rate in defence. You know what, St. Helens have a chance. You see Darren Britt there with the left eye closed badly, really. There's no way he'll come back onto the field. They have an ability to score tries unlike any other side in Super League, and that's the reason why I thought they might go to the grand final. They still may. One thing they're not impregnable to, though, is injuries, and we've seen Britt on the side. We've already listed several other players. It's just getting through the remaining games. Losing any more bodies, that's their biggest challenge.
Well, the Saints are 4th in the table, Wigan are 3rd. They have Wigan in their sights, but there's a little knock-on.
A little dummy, Sean Long. It just shows you the confidence. But that break from Dean Treaster a few moments ago just indicated that perhaps this whole side is tiring quickly. There was no one within Cui of him. No support. And of course we got the intercept. The rest we know.
More injury news, Bill.
Clarkey's just been mentioning the need to avoid injuries, and Saints have just picked up another one by the look of things. John Kirkpatrick's been taken straight to the dressing room, clutching his ribs and looking in a lot of pain. And Mickey Hyam, meanwhile, who came off a short while ago, is sitting on the sidelines here with an ice pack on his left thigh. So they really are down to the bare bones at St. Helens.
Wilkinson adjudged to have knocked on by the referee.
Harshly done, but I feel. Looks as though it was deliberately reefed away from his grasp.
Wilkin feeds the scrum, gets it away to Stewart. Stewart saw a little gap. The interchanges are levelling up. Rayner and Stewart having a bit of a push and shove. This is Yonkers. Good to see the likes of Tim Yonkers back in the fold at St. Helens, and Mark Edmondson, of course. Cunningham, great run.
One of the very few from dummy half. Be quite happy just to feed the ball out from that area.
Here's Wilkin. This is Darren Albert. Oh, he just lost his footing then. And Richie Barnett can turn for Darren Albert.
Yeah, just slipped at the moment, and maybe a loose finger just found its way into the eye, is it? It looks as though there's plenty of claret coming out there. Let's hope he's okay. Just a trailing hand, I feel, from Barnett.
Yeah, Albert was slipping anyway.
Yeah, he went straight into
caught
it.
it accidentally.
Yep. By the way, the claret is dripping freely.
Oh, it's a really tough game, this, isn't it? Really tough sport.
You saw the shot of Darren Britt. He certainly wasn't winking to his relatives. That is painful. Listen to this crowd now.
And they've chowned up with Ian Millwood's Barney Army ever since they saw Ian Millwood celebrate the try scored by John Wilkin.
And you got to hand it also to Ian Millwood is the fact that they were a little bit all at sea early in the game, and he sent out Mark Edmondson, and boy, didn't that guy lift the entire team. So important, these substitutions.
Darren Albert, head bandaged, will play on. Offside. I must say, you know, Steve, when you watch these rugby league stars and you see some of the, quote, stars, unquote, of other games who get touched, nothing more, and they writhe in agony. I'd love to see one or two of them on a rugby league field.
Well, I've always felt that the equation is, if you're really injured, you don't move around.
No.
If you're hurt, you stay down, you don't move.
Tristan to Carvel.
That's good work from Carvel as well. They really need something. But it's getting to that time now where Hull have to start taking a few gambles.
Chester was nearly through.
Little chip over the top, regather. But if they do make a break, they've got to make sure the support's there. But they're looking very tired.
That was knocked by St Helens' hand. Back to 0, is it?
No.
He says the tackle count continues. This is Cook. Drifts the kick over the top. Colin Best is after this. So too is Yeeman. And he's only found touch.
Just didn't get the bounce, did he? But that's the type of thing that you need. Little chip rising to the corner. Just didn't get that bounce high enough. But good work. Sliding defence yet again.
Steve-O, have you brought any aspirin with you?
Hold your line, boys! Hold your line!
This crowd's giving me a headache.
How about 13 years of you?
Come on, you two, don't be silly.
This is a dream. Oh, it's getting a bit nasty out there.
Listen, we know
we're getting a bit nasty up here in a minute.
Got behind you. Just get it in and away.
Well, I make it 5 minutes continual.
Away, you two.
Just nip down the steps, Steve. I'll ask you, will you tell them to be quiet, please? Oh, I think they've heard us. This is Gardner now for Saints.
Move! Hold!
Oops, Edmondson with a mistake.
Well, I've given him praise and now I've put the mocker on him. I'm just about to say that Millwall will get the message and say, come on fellas, just simple rugby league football now. 22-8. He knows that Hull are being forced into catch-up football. That's where the mistakes come.
Guys. We know where the head's
Millwall
going.
wouldn't like that one from the sub, Mark Edmondson.
Cook to Best again. Cook again. Infield to Richard Horn. Obstruction against Chris Chester.
He took him out.
Richard Horn looking for perhaps runners, which he got back on the inside, and little doubt about it, came across the line. Chris Chester.
Kieran, stay behind.
Plenty of experience. It was a great buy. John McRae knew the qualities of his forward Chris Chester there.
Get the line, guys. Discipline. Discipline.
Bennett to drive it forward.
Discipline.
For the Saints.
Movement.
Cunningham and Mason.
I think the call will now to swing this ball with Gay abandoned.
Edmondson, another good strong run.
Quick play the balls, get it out wide. They're hunting there.
Cunningham, long.
Forward, make it. Movement. Hold.
That's a more conventional song from the St Helens supporters. Oh, Wilkin, he's probably listening to them.
And they won't march far, not with a football anyway, when you come up with headers like that. But full credit to both sides. It is extremely hot out there.
Yes, it's just in the last 5 minutes just lost a little bit of the heat of the day, but they're absolutely shattered now.
Yeah, fatigue sets in, and so does the mistakes. You can't expect anything else.
Here's Gareth Rayner. Been kept very quiet, Rayner and Colin Best tonight. Clarkie, you're on the far side of the field. Can you hear this chanting? What do you think of it?
Well, they were whipped into a frenzy, weren't they, with that spectacular try, and they've gone that way again there with the penalty awarded their way. I think they're just trying to lift the players to get one more try, which I think would probably kill off any hopes that the whole side would have. You do have to admit there have been rather too many handling errors, probably in this second half in particular, but you know when you go to keep fit classes and it's so hot, it does get very hard.
This is Yonkers now for the Saints. Cunningham waits. Here is Edmondson. Oh, he's lost it.
Knock on. He's mad with himself. Yeah, just squeezed out. Ryan just helped it away. Yeah, he's upset. I think I would be. I'd be upset with the barber as well. I think that's a new style, isn't it?
I might give that one a go next year, Steve-O.
Hold me. Make the 10 metres.
Do they come in that colour?
Hold.
This is Sean Ryan now.
2, make it. Hold.
They're very tired of this, it's on the beauty of the fact that St Helens hold a commanding lead, that they're up for it more, naturally, because they got the upper hand.
Treaster Mason didn't stand square.
He knew it as well.
Well, Hull need a try here to lift them.
Little doubt about the penalty. Didn't stand square. You can hardly hear yourself think yet at the moment with this crowd who are very, very happy. Well, Mason's caught a knock. McRae not too impressed with a few things. And even though they got the penalty, they are very, very slow to make any decision.
I don't need you, Matt. We've got offside, we've got not square, we've got holding down. The next infringement, going to have to take more action.
He's warned Sean Long, the St Helens captain. Holding down. Next infringement. Sinby.
Guys, you're better than this. Come on. Hold with me. Hold.
Chester to Carvel. Good run from Carvel.
Hold with me, Joe. Whoa.
King. Chester. Barnett.
Lost it.
Big hit by Wilkins.
With a great crunch.
Hey.
A bit
Gareth.
hasty out there. Tempers are flaring somewhat. Both sides quite happy to form the scrum in the slowest possible manner. That was a great hit from Wilkins.
Don't need it, Keith. Head in.
And his problems over the years is Richie Barnett with injuries.
This is Anthony Stewart.
Gareth, hands out.
Never played that, just rolled it back, but he always lost it.
And that's play on as well. This is Craig Greenhill for Hull.
Another mistake. And
good offload to Chris Chester. I tell you what, St Helens have been devastating at times in attack, but the victory, if it is a victory tonight, has been built on this rock-solid defence.
Hold with me. Hold.
17 handling errors as well.
They've worked very hard, and at times they've utilised the sliding defence, but most of the game they've had a man-on-man marking, which has worked well for them.
Get square.
Adam Marr will play the ball to Paul King, and King will drive it towards the line.
3 on your line. Hold.
Marr waits. Gives it to Richard Horn. This is Paul Cook. Missed everybody. Oh, brilliantly picked up by Kirk Yeeman.
Unbelievable acceptance there.
Rayner. Carvel. Still Carvel.
Great run.
Last tackle here for Hull.
Surely they'll opt for the kick.
Paul King, and it's a try to Greenhill.
Neat little inside pass there.
The try that Hull were looking for. The try that Sean McRae wanted. And Hull aren't done yet.
A series of mistakes by Saints, allowing Hull to get into a good position. This was a neatly worked try. This is the incident where Bennett drops the ball. And from that position, what a great run from Carvel. Look at that, he sucks in 4. Then the slip away. Watch how King goes one way and flips the ball back. Excellent stuff. Delayed it in time. 3-0. Beautiful, beautiful try. Sean McRae wasn't too impressed with the first 40 minutes, but you'd have to be impressed with that with the set move.
Well, here's Paul Cook, the England A international, on his 54th consecutive appearance, to try and add the extras. Which he does. And so Hull back to within 8 points again, 22-14. Now can they conjure up another? Greenhill.
Well, it'll give them a lift.
Linked with Castleford for next year. Craig Greenhill, 31 years of age. His 3 caps for his country, Australia, coming in the Super League era, but he is actually named in the Ireland squad for the European Championship later this season.
The one thing, Eddie, that Craig Greenhill has done is managed to make the St Helens singers quiet for a minute or two. Although I think that they and the St Helens players know themselves that the annoying thing about St Helens is they have the ability whenever they need to just to turn up the heat and come out with a try. They've scored 2 spectacular tries here tonight, and I think really that's what they've become famous for over the years. And interspersed with that are some very poor handling mistakes. I mean, even they, I'm sure, wouldn't use the mistake or the example of saying, look, the ball's very wet, it's very slippery with all the sweat that's gone on today. It's just really been a case that they're not been able to hold on to it, and that'll be the area that Ian Millward will want to focus on, their ability to play for the full 80 minutes.
Knock on here by St Helens, which has angered the supporters underneath us.
Well, it looks as though Best lost that football, which he did. How on earth they've got a knock on the other way is beyond belief.
The crowd are with you on that. This is Rayner. He offloads to Cook, and Cook up the middle. Supporters arrive from Adam Marr.
Twisting it now. Now then the big question, Ian Millward, does he get the message out and say, do we just hang on? I think it will be a big mistake if they do.
There's a neat run from Horn at dummy half. Here is King, now it's Chester, this is Sean Ryan. Just couldn't squeeze the pass out to Barnett, who was hunting down the left-hand side. Chester is there. This now is King. King into Richard Horn. Horn, on it goes, with a good drive forward here by Richard Fletcher. Ball has come out, it's play on. Fletcher claiming the ball was stolen. Referee not convinced.
He's screaming at the official then. There's more than one in attendance. No, he just lost it. How do they close up shop, Saints?
I don't think that's in their nature, Steve-O.
No, it's something they don't normally do.
Sean Long.
40-20.
Oh! Rayner has taken it out, I think.
What a mistake.
He was looking for a 40-20. This is as good as a 40-20.
Yep.
Yes. Should have let it go.
As you said and done, it was pretty close to the line. Maybe he was thinking the same thing. He's been instrumental in guiding the Saints through into this game. Surely they'll hang on for this. But there's still plenty of time, I suppose. If Hull get a quick try, it's really will stretch things. Nervous times.
Cook with a flying tackle on Sean Long. Here is Anthony Stewart. Ball in field to Mark Edmondson.
And will we see Cunningham run from dummy half?
In the last 10 minutes here, we don't. We see Yonkers instead. Oh, and he loses it. The error count is rising.
Yeah. No advantage, put the scrum down.
Well, let's just take a look at what is to come next weekend. Leeds against Wigan is the live match on Friday at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. And next Saturday, it's Bradford and Hull, also on Sky Sports 1 at 6.
Stay on, John Wilkie. Stay on, mate.
It's the start of a very busy period for the Super League stars. And from Australia next week, the Broncos against the Tigers is on Sky Sports Extras next Saturday at 10:30. And Sky Sports 3 on Sunday for Melbourne Storm and Parramatta.
Talking of Australia, I'm sure the Australians out there will be hoping that this weather keeps going for another 4 or 5 weeks, because the players are going to get fatigued.
Yes, they are. Well, the forecast is that it will last at least till the middle of next week, then it will cool off a bit, but next weekend we'll be back to this, which is terrific. Terrific for us. Best.
And it's a great fight back from Hull.
It is.
They look down and out.
And there's the kick. Looking for Barnett, but only found Gardner. Barnett didn't even compete in the end. Chester's penalised.
Just get him on surface. Kieran.
These silly errors.
Just lifted the ankle.
Yeah, slow things down.
Yeah.
And that's good refereeing by Ian Smith too. Continually keep saying to the players, penalising. If you're going to do it, just grab the leg. That's all we need. We saw last night, Mr. Kirkpatrick had a good control of the game, and we were served up a classic.
Yes, we were. Well, Hull are all offside then at that play of the ball.
They were nearly touching each other.
Come on!
Oh, Barry Ward and Greenhill. Oh, they're off.
Oh, and they're not missing either. Ooh, both faces went red like a bullseye.
Well, that's an Australian heavyweight championship you've just seen there. Barry Ward has either cut his hand, or that is Craig Greenhill's blood.
Yeah, well, we're going to put it.
Or it's his own blood.
He went through. Greenhill went over the top, and just a bit of a push in, and then he had a go, and then swing, bang, bang, bang. Good uppercut. I think I'd give Greenhill on a points decision.
No, we're going to finish. Take 10.
Came from this, nothing in it, just pushed him and then went for it in the second bit, bang, boom, boom.
Well, we won't see these two again tonight. They're taking 10 minutes in the bin. Barry Ward.
Well, he would have had to gone off anyway.
He would with the blood bin, yes. Both of them in the sin bin.
Joe! Come here. Who's the captain? Time off! Captain! Richie!
Well, there was no handbags on show there, Eddie.
There wasn't.
That was full 100%
He took it into his own hands and just throw
fighting.
Because there's blood and there's been other people coming, I'm going to play on report. Them two have gone in the bin to calm down.
1 each,
We'll
2 1, 3 1, 3 2.
First penalty's here. No, first penalty.
Greenhill didn't miss.
That's true.
Time back on. Discipline, Kieran, discipline, discipline, discipline.
And Craig Greenhill's nickname is Knuckles. I think we've just seen the reason why. And if it's not Knuckles, Craig Greenhill, right to Bill Arthur, because he's just fed me that line. In fact, knuckle him. Or I will.
Well, Mr. Smith has to just calm things down here. Maybe give a penalty, or just because this is going to explode. That was a high shot from Paulton. It's going to explode unless he's done it. He's had to give the penalty. Bang. Followed over the top there by King.
Yeah, it was King. I don't think it was Cook.
Yeah, went in for the second one. Cook right across the neck. Nervous times for the referee. Nervous times for this
John King, John Keir alongside him, just drilling the fingers. Nervous times for the coaching duo. Mason, great defence.
Discipline.
And Ian Millwood knows that one more score and Saints could see Hull off. One more score the other end and we'd have a real finish.
Well, the referee's screaming, discipline, discipline all the time.
Here is Wilkin again. Got it away to Edmondson.
4! Hold! Hold! Hold!
This is Long. Wanted the kick through, and Albert after it. Oh, he's dropped it.
And he's hurt himself as well.
Give some credit to Gareth Rayner for putting him off, and Albert is hurt. And Ian Millwood's heart will be in his mouth here.
Oh yeah, the leg, it's twisted. You can't believe it. To be fair, he's still down in a heap in the in-goal area. He's in a lot of trouble.
This is Chester again. The crowd going ballistic at the referee. They say that he should have stopped the play, but there's nothing in the rules for that. Richard Horn can't get away from those two. Albert is still flat out.
Edmondson's caught a knock on the knee. Well, they're going down like 9 pins.
Well, your mate's injured as well.
So now he'll call time off because there are two St Helens players down.
A real knock. He's so influential, hasn't he? Mark Edmondson. He's proved to be the difference.
I think Darren Albert suffered then with a knee in the solar plexus.
Get markers.
And Edmondson has twisted a knee or something.
Play ball. Got 3.
King infield to Dowes.
It's been interesting 3.5 minutes. There's been a lot of verbals over the last 10 minutes. Nice shots.
Richard Horn. Last tackle here. Marr. Cook. Chester. Barnett. And Wilkinson for the corner. Great defence again.
Good stuff there.
Superb defence. Stewart and Yonkers combining. Wilkinson thought he was in.
Good effort by the wingers, sliding through.
Richie. On the 10.
Oh, great stuff from Yonkers there.
Play ball.
No doubt about it. Swung him right into the corner. See how he swings him, the strength there.
Hold with me! Hold with me!
They scored a couple of breathtaking tries, the Saints, but this victory has been built on the rock-solid defence. And Albert, I think we have seen the last of him for tonight. Oh, Wellens has weaved his way through. Here comes another. Anthony Stewart. Great pass to Wilkin. Oh, they're appealing for forward. Second try for Wilkin. Hall stopped. Hall stopped still. Appeal for the forward pass. The referee was up with it. Said no way. And Wilkin gets over for his second try of the night and wraps the match up for the Saints.
Wonderful break by Wellens. Very tired defence, couldn't drag him down. Just shuffled his way through. And the two-try hero of the second half, Mr. Wilkin. Beautiful little switch there by Cunningham. What a step from Wellens back on the inside. Did well there, did the winger. And Wilkin gleefully goes for number 2. Got a cheeky grin as this fella, but look at this inside pass there. Both the first and second markers moved across with Cunningham. Winger backed up well. That is a great try, as Eddie said. That wraps it all up. And this is what it means to these guys. They're not going to let go of this trophy without a big, big fight.
Sean Long has had a perfect night with the boot. It's 28-14. Saints have won it now. Was this forward? This is what Hull will claim. And maybe it was.
Well, it comes into that momentum rule area, doesn't it?
Well, he stopped. The defender stopped. The referee was in a good place to make a judgment.
I don't think he got anywhere near to him, though. He was moving at such pace.
High kick-off then from Chester. Given back to Sean Ryan. Here come Hull. Ball back on the inside. This is Best. Got the pass away. Is it a try? I think he's going to give this. He is! And it's Kirk Yeeman.
Well, Best did very well to flick this ball. Now they did the ball carrying arm hit the deck. No, not according to the referee and Smith in the touch judge.
And was it forward?
I think he was all right. Well, everyone was basking in the glory of saying we've won the game. And Hull have come up with exactly what St. Helens did, remember? It was Sean Long's kick. They made a right meal of this. Took the gamble. Best did ever so well. Watch the ball carrying on. No, it didn't.
Brilliant pass.
That was unbelievable.
We didn't actually give Colin Best credit for that, and he deserved it.
A bit dodgy, could have been 50-50, but from that angle.
The earlier one was questionable, but that was brilliant stuff from Colin Best. And here is Paul Cook. Now, he's been faultless with the boot as well. In the overall context of the match, it probably won't matter, but Cook will want to kick this. But he hasn't. And that is the full-time siren. Hull end by scoring the last try. Their third, but Saints rattled in 4, and they have won the match by 28 points to 18. And they keep the pressure on Wigan as they attempt to go for third place. And they've opened up what could be a significant gap over Hull in the Super League table. Such a warm night. The players have sweated for this victory, and Hull come up empty again after another gutsy effort. Hull's long and dismal run on this ground goes on. They haven't won here since October 1998, when Brian Smith's Hull won 20 points to 9 that day. Hull reached Old Trafford that season, only to lose to Widnes in the Premiership final. Only 4 wins on this ground then since 1973 in league football. Paul Wellens is the man of the match. It's 8 in a row for Saints, and Paul Wellens goes home with the Tissot watch.
Paul, congratulations on a man of the match performance. That must be one of the toughest games, purely because of the heat you were playing in.
Yes, certainly, but it's something where when you prepare and you try and block out the conditions, you know, there's nothing we can do about that, but what we can do is play to the conditions. And you know, we didn't really help ourselves a lot today with our completion rate, but the boys toughed it out, and you know, it's a good all-round effort.
You did make it tough for yourself in some respects, didn't you?
Yeah, we certainly did. We didn't complete anything like we should be, and it put a lot of pressure on our defence, but for the most of the game our defence stood firm.
And Hull, just as you probably expected, made it hard for you as well.
Yeah, certainly they always was going to, they're a quality side, and they was never going to come here and lie down, and showed in their performance.
Thanks very much indeed, Paul. Congratulations on a man of the match performance.
Tissot as well. Cheers.
Well, I think Sean McRae is approaching. Here he is now, the Hull FC coach. Sean, how would you sum up your feelings about that performance?
Well, we weren't patient enough with the football. I think our execution was poor, our ability to control the ball in that second half was very ordinary. I think our first 3 attempts to kick to put them under pressure all went dead, and you know, they took their opportunities. There was a couple of big plays they came up with and took them. I think generally that was pretty even, and had we have maybe created a little bit more and finished them off, might have been a different scoreline, but unfortunately it wasn't to be.
Thanks very much, Sean. And Saints coach Ian Millward alongside. And Ian, one of those games probably where you're just glad to get the points, see the back of it.
Oh.
It was hard work.
It was very, very hard work. We didn't have anyone else to put on. We ran out of troops. We had injuries. We had injuries come in the game. We got 4 blokes and busted. I couldn't put anyone else on the end. We had to hang in there, so really proud of the guys. I'm sure everyone will make it possible for us not to be in the playoffs. I don't think we can win the comp, but we'll just try.
And you had great support as well to lift you through it.
Well, the reason I say I don't think we can win it, we're running out of troops. We have, so we'll just try every week. If the fans could turn up next week and support us and just give us what they gave us today, encouragement, we'll just try and keep it, battling away. So I thought they were great, the fans today. First, I'll probably have man of the match.
Thanks, Ian. Phil, you wanted to talk about John Wilkin, who came on and livened the game up, a couple of tries for the young lad, and as a former Hull KR player, he will have enjoyed that, and probably East Hull probably will have enjoyed it as well.
It was fantastic, and any young player coming into the first team, very often they have to fit into an unusual position. He played most of the game at half-back, which isn't his preferred place to play in the team, but he showed his versatility, which is what you need, especially if you want to play at St Helens. And I would really like to give Ian Millward some credit because if anybody is helping to nurture young British talent, he's certainly doing that, giving them an opportunity to play in their first team and show them what they've got. And that's what you need to do. You need to be out there playing with the best, against the best, if you want to develop and one day play for Great Britain.
Well, what does this victory for Saints mean in terms of the table? Well, they have gone ahead of Wigan, but only on points difference. Bradford on top, Leeds, Saints, Wigan, Hull, but time may be running out for Hull and fixtures running out for them, though they're still in there, and Widnes make up the 6. All the rest behind them, they have to play tomorrow, of course. But that's amazing, Stephen, what we just heard from Ian Millward. He can't win the comp.
Yeah, well,
come on.
No, he's only playing silly games, isn't he? He likes to get the situation, but this was the one that broke the back, wasn't it? It was a wonderful effort there. Cunningham, the reverse pass on the angle, Wellens back on the inside. Albert then just offloaded it, and this was number 2 for Wilkin. Well, they've enjoyed this game, but like we saw last night, I must say that it was the defence. It was defence at Bradford, and I must say that it was the defence of the situation. It's a good win for St Helens, and don't be kidded by Ian Millward's comments.
No, they're up to 3rd in the table now, and it's a long way to Old Trafford, but never say never when it comes to St Helens. Coming up in the morning, Canterbury against Melbourne, Sunday at 10:30. It's on Sky Sports 2. And this has all been just to whet your appetite for next weekend. Leeds Wigan at Headingley, Friday 7:30, Sky Sports 1. We'll see Hull again at Odsal against the Bradford Bulls, the league leaders, next Saturday at 6 on Sky Sports 1 again. We might actually need a bit more of the suntan oil next weekend, let's hope so. Well, the players have sweated. They have lost £10. Steve-O's lost £20, but that's only out of his wallet. We will see you hopefully next week. From us both, goodbye. Offloads, and is he over at a mark? This now is Anthony Stewart. He manages to get the ball away to Wellens. He'll get the point. Oh, it's easy for Stankovic.
The Super League on Sky Sports is sponsored by Stan James, your best bet for all the action.
They've dominated English football for more than a decade.
There it goes! Oh, brilliant!
The cup winners.
Back to Highbury.
The champions.
Champion again!
Arsenal, Manchester United, head-to-head for the first time this season.
Henry scores! Pires! What a goal that was!
The Community Shield, tomorrow at 1, Sky Sports 1. We're ready. Are you?
Wait. For the children.
Not so fast. No pizza until you've had your ice cream.
Get a large pan of Italian pizza and 2 ice cream factories for just $9.99.
Here he is, Big Doug. Make sure they tie it right, son. Scouts. Crikey, that's high. Here we go. 3. Gone, Dougie. Hey! 3, 2. Oh, he's gone. He's gone already. Here we go. Oh, that's going to hurt. Crikey, that's going to hurt in the morning, son. Gee.
New Foster's Hit Tap. Don't lose your head.
Got your number.
All right, I got your number.
Hey, I've got your number.
Come on.
Come on, come on.
I feel good, 118.
That's what happens when you help millions of people every month, 118. Yes!
Bring home phone booth on DVD.
If you hang up, I will kill you.
The thriller that grabs you.
It wasn't me! I know!
Come on, Stu. Pick one and save yourself.
But get her out of here!
And never lets you go.
To the phone.
Hi, Stu.
You said you'd let us go.
I changed my mind.
Pick it up on video and DVD from Monday.
Men's sweat only attracts other men. Is that all you want? New Lynx Dry Antiperspirant. Avoid sweat. Attract women.
Polycell's new base coat for cracked, patchy walls. For a really smooth finish, it's the perfect start. Polycell, it only takes 2 ticks.
You best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Here they come.
75% of engine wear happens in the first 10 minutes. But new Castrol GTX Magnatech clings to the engine like a magnet. So it starts the second your engine does. Castrol GTX Magnatech. Protection from the moment you turn the key.
More live football coming up tomorrow on Sky Sports. Arsenal against Man United in the FA Community Shield, and in the Conference League, Aldershot face Accrington Stanley.